Ciao tesoro, come stai? I hope you're well. So, I just graduated today.
2, 3, 4.
Ah! So, I graduated with my bachelor's in psychology and one in nutrition food science. And I really was not excited at first. I think it's just a very weird and scary phase in life of like what's next, because I'm going for my master's, I'm like moving and traveling, all this stuff like that. So it feels a lot more like a stepping stone than like a completion. But last night, as I first tried on the gown, I started to feel a little excited. And then my dad got me some beautiful long step red roses, and they were just gorgeous and really got me emotional. It's like, oh, like it really like hit me like, wait, this is the end of a chapter, you know. I feel like it's like the end of simplicity and living at home with my family and just like taking random college classes like French and Spanish and like the fun classes like that, you know, those electives, and getting now into like the nitty gritty of like psychology and therapy and getting to my practicum and internships and all that stuff that's going to be coming up in the fall. And then now I'm going to be leaving on the 31st to visit my family back home in Italy. And then on the 14th of January, heading over to Poland and looking for a job. And if I do find a job, I'll be staying there until June. And if not, returning in February. So just like doing a month in Poland and learning the language, exploring, navigating that. And yeah, I mean, it's not a gap year, it's like more like a gap 6 months. But I'm kind of thankful it's not a gap year. I feel like I would have really been challenged with like, what do I do? Like, that's how I've been thinking for the past few months. And it was only 6 months of like so-called spare time. So a year would have definitely been a bit more challenging, but maybe easier because, you know, a lot of the internships and jobs and stuff like that, they wanted you for at least a year. So I think that's what made it a bit challenging. It was like, okay, is enough time, but like not really to do that much per se. But yeah, and I'm excited to bring you guys along this journey and document it, and hope this inspires someone or, you know, brings them comforts that even though things are unknown, it can still be beautiful. You know, you never know what God has planned for you. And as scary as that concept has been for me for a while, I think that at this point I really do have peace with it, because like I'm just a daughter, you know. Like, I think that God's plans are always going to be way better than mine and way better than I could ever imagine. So it's like, yeah, sure, you really have been testing my faith and like sense of surrender, and just continuing to surrender to it all and enjoy the ride, you know. And so far so good, you know. So today at commencement, I found out that one of my friends were graduating with me, and I didn't even know. And she was like, wait, you're graduating too? I was like, yes. So we were able to meet up and sit together and walk together and like do touch-ups in the bathroom together. So that was super fun. It really got me a lot more excited about the whole experience, rather than if I would have done this alone. So that was beautiful how God like put that together. And then yeah, I bumped into some friends. I saw some other people from my classes who also graduated, which was nice. And then yeah, I took some pictures. It was all so chaotic, to be honest. Like a lot of people coming out and trying to take pictures too. So I was just like, okay, let's just take a few. I just want to make sure I have like one good one with everyone and call it a day, you know. But even then, it's just like, it's just so overwhelming. I don't like big events like this. Like, it's just so overstimulating. No. So yeah, and then we were going to do like Dave and Buster's and stuff like that, but my friends thought they had to work afterwards because they were on call, and so that kind of sucked. I'm glad that they were able to come and we got to do brunch and spend some time together, even though we had a very unfortunate incident, like parking ticket and like a cop and stuff like that because it wasn't parked in the right spot. But yeah, that's what you get unfortunately with being in the city and navigating that. But it all turned out alright, and I got to spend time with my friends. And these were the friends or like my core girls that like have been there for me throughout this college experience. Like they're my college friends, and so I'm really thankful to have them in my life, and that they took half day off work and get up so early in the morning because my commencement was at 9. So like I had to get up at like 6 and like get halfway ready as much as I could. Like my eyes were still like bloodshot red until halfway through the morning because it was so early. I was so tired, and like the cap kept on like, I feel like stretching out my forehead and like irritating my face and everything. But anyways, it was nice. It was lovely, and this is my second commencement ceremony. I got my associates before this, but this felt a little bit more conclusive because like it's a whole closing of a chapter now I'm realizing. So yeah, with that, I wrote down life lessons from my bachelors. So these are 10 life lessons. I was kind of hoping more would come up, but I feel like these are the core ones, and maybe as I'm speaking more come to mind. But the first one for sure would be, I mean, it's no in particular order, but trust in the Lord God with all your hearts and lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge him in all you do, and he will set your path straight. And this resonated with me on so many levels, as I was just saying, of just like trusting and leaning on him, especially in these seasons of the unknown. And like I really see his hand in all of this. And then the next one is take things as they are and enjoy, truly enjoy the little moments and gestures, or you'll miss it. Take it all in, both the good and the bad. It is all fleeting, either way. Number 3, some friends are for seasons, some friends are for occasions, and a few good friends are for life. Enjoy the present either way, as it is. Don't force anything. The real ones will show up where it matters. Number 4 is make genuine connections with professors. They appreciate it because many overlook them as being human, you know, and they give you great advice. Like, it's not just about the letters of recommendations and get the grades and like, you know, being a kiss butt to them, you know, teacher's pet type of thing. Like, no, like they're human, especially in college, you know, and they have so much wisdom. Like, they've been through this kind of recently, some of them, like most of my professors were in their 30s. So they have so much knowledge and wisdom and advice to give you, and just like compassion. Like, they know where you're going. Like they've been there, and it's so comforting. And then number 5 is men come and go, but degrees, knowledge, and experiences are for life. Don't give up on opportunities for a man that isn't your husband, and more so than that, won't even meet you halfway or push you towards the most successful and happy path for you. If he wouldn't make that sacrifice for you, don't do it for him. And I'm just gonna leave it at that because that was my personal experience a few years ago, because I was finishing up my associates that I almost gave up going to this college because my at the time boyfriend wanted to move and do other stuff, but I didn't. Like, we were going different ways, so I'm glad we parted our ways and that he's going his path and I'm going mine, and that's how it has to be, especially at this stage in your 20s. Like, I feel like you either end up growing together or growing apart, but forcing it can create a lot of resentment, and that was the place where it was starting to go, and continuing down that path would have really turned sour for both of us. So I'm thankful to have made that decision, as hard as it was. Number 6 is join the clubs, do the activities, do the internships and the volunteering, not out of a societal pressure, but for the community and purpose of it. And then moving on to number seven, that there is power in community. And I'm extremely thankful to have joined my student org, PAS, which is Psychology Psychology Academic Support Services. Sorry, we just call it PAS so often. They became my core friends in college, and so many experiences were founded on that student org for me. So without that, like, my college experience would have been very different and probably a lot more boring. And then number 7 would be to thank your parents often and show them grace. They're doing the best they can with the experiences available to them in their past, and they are hard on you because they love you and want to see you succeed. Of course, it doesn't apply to everyone, but this was my reflection, put very briefly and generally, because it was so easy to overlook your parents. It's like, they're your parents, like, yeah, they're going to be there and do these things, but like, actually, it takes a lot of energy and effort and sacrifices to do certain things as parents, and the more I grew up, the more I realized that. So I just wanted to show gratitude as much as often as I can and not take it for granted. And then number 8 or 9, I kind of like moved some things around as I was saying this, but yeah, know your limits and how much time, know your limits and how much you take on at once. You have time, there's no rush. So it's like taking too many classes at once, doing too many jobs and experiences, everything all at once, like, instead of trying to stretch it out. I did that at first, and then was really, really overwhelmed and getting burnt out. So then I stretched it out, but I stretched out like a bit too much. Like, I honestly could have graduated last semester, but and going right into number 10, God's timing over mine, which pretty much wraps up everything that I'm saying right now. Like, even though I could have done some things differently, like, I trust that this was God's timing and God's plan for me, and coulda, woulda, shoulda, you can't go back, you can't be reminiscing and stuff like that of what you could have done differently, because you can't change it. Why beat yourself over it, but knowing how to move forward in a way that is more, I wouldn't even want to say productive, but like devoted, a little bit more clear-headed. I feel like that's what your youth is for. So I'm thankful for my bachelor's and this experience, and so I can move forward with my master's, knowing a little bit better myself and how to navigate these things. And yeah, especially being a first generation student, it was pretty challenging at first to like learn all different things and navigate all that. And so now be able to step into this next degree, a little bit more wisdom and less scattered, hopefully, but God's timing over mine. And yeah, thank you so much for listening, and to all my graduates out there, congratulations, we did it. And to all my students out there, it is all going to be worth it. All the late nights, all of the stress, all the anxiety. Take a deep breath, trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding, and He'll set straight your paths. I love you. Thank you so much for being here along this faithful journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.